Morning. There's ticket, passport.
We're going to look at some useful words we use when we talk about travelling. We're also going to look at when and how to use unless. But first, let's watch the movie.
Yes.
Anna needs to leave work early. Why?
I'm flying direct to Sydney.
Excuse me, I have to leave early.
Okay, how come?
It's my niece. She's at the airport. She's on her way to Japan. She said the travel agent gave her the wrong itinerary. She said she has to make 3 connections to get to Japan and it will take 2 days to fly there.
It's gonna take 2 days? What's the problem?
She has to fly to Rome, then Paris, then Singapore, and finally Japan.
Really? She's going to Paris and she needs to change planes in Rome and then Singapore?
No, it's Rome first and then Paris second.
That doesn't make any sense. That's a bad itinerary. Why do you have to go to the airport?
She told me she has to pay a $100 fee to change her ticket. She doesn't have any money.
It sounds like she didn't prepare very well, doesn't it?
No, she didn't. But she is a teenager and she hasn't travelled before. But unless she changes her ticket before her departure, she'll go to Rome and she won't be able to get a direct flight to Japan.
Why not just call the travel agent?
It's 6:15. They close at 6.
Well, hurry up. You don't want to get there after they've made the boarding announcements.
I don't believe it. They've cancelled my flight. I can't believe they've cancelled my flight.
Oh dear, what has gone wrong? I think Anna's niece needs some help, don't you? Let's see again what the problem is.
It's my niece. She's at the airport. She's on her way to Japan. She said the travel agent gave her the wrong itinerary.
The itinerary is the problem. Anna's niece has been given the wrong itinerary. An itinerary is a travel schedule. It's a bit like a timetable for your holiday. So what does Anna's niece need to do?
She said she has to make 3 connections to get to Japan and it will take 2 days to fly there.
Her niece has to make 3 connections. This means that she has to change airplanes 3 times in one journey. Well, no one wants to spend 2 days travelling in an airplane, so Anna's niece has to change her ticket.
Excuse me. My flight has just been cancelled. 20 minutes ago you're telling me to board the aircraft. Now my flight is cancelled. How am I ever going to get to Sydney in 24 hours?
Unless she changes her ticket before her departure, she'll go to Rome and she won't be able to get a direct flight to Japan.
Unless she changes her ticket before her departure, she won't be able to get a direct flight to Japan. Unless means the same as if, not. This is the same as saying, if she doesn't change her ticket, she won't be able to get a direct flight to Japan. So Anna has to go to the airport to pay the $100 for the new ticket. Why is it important for her to leave quickly?
Was it supposed to...
Sydney! Sydney!
Sydney? Let me check, ma'am.
Checking, checking, checking. Always checking.
Well, hurry up. You don't want to get there after they've made the boarding announcements.
Because if she arrives after the boarding announcements have been made, her niece might miss the flight. A boarding announcement sounds like this. Flight 244 to Hawaii is boarding at gate 65.
I'd like to fly with a different airline. Can you please... Okay, I would like my luggage back. I would like to fly on a different airline, please. I'm not waiting around for a boarding announcement. please have my luggage back? I demand to have my luggage back.
Well, now it's your turn to practice what you've learnt today. Can you fill in the missing word here? Here's a hint. The word we're looking for means to change planes. I hope I don't miss my connection. Can you remember what we call this? Flight 244 to Hawaii is boarding at gate 65. That's right, it's a boarding announcement. So what about this? Can you remember a word which might fit in here? Excellent! The word we're looking for is itinerary. Anna's niece has a bad itinerary. And how can I rephrase this sentence so it uses the word unless? If she doesn't change her ticket, she won't be able to get a direct flight. We could say, unless she changes her ticket, she won't be able to get a direct flight. And that brings me to the next point. We've learned some useful words to do with travelling, like connection, itinerary, and boarding announcement. We've also looked at how to use unless. Thanks for joining me in this lesson. I hope I can see you again
Unlikely.
soon. Bye for now.